Hello students, welcome back. We are on a new topic, on a new lesson. Lesson number 11, natural disasters. Now, natural disasters means which are created by the nature, and when our nature gets angry, we face problem. So we have many natural calamities like earthquake, cyclone, tsunami, flood. These all are natural calamities, natural disasters. So let's start the chapter with the warm-up session. Look at these pictures given below. What do they show? Write about them in the box given below. So these are the pictures of natural disasters. Now you have to name them. Observe the picture carefully and then name them exactly what they are showing. In this chapter we are going to learn about natural disasters and ways to mitigate natural disasters. What precautions or preparedness we can take in order for the natural disasters. Now, what is natural disasters? Nature sustains us, but it can also destroy us. So far, we learned how nature supports our life. We know that nature supports our life. Like we get food from the nature, we get vegetables from the nature, and we also get the shelter from the nature itself. Like if we are feeling hot, we can stand under the tree in order to get shelter, to get relief from the rain, or else to get relief from the hot weather. Then we know if nature is supporting our life, it can also be dangerous for our life. Now, which are the natural calamities? Earthquakes, tsunamis, cyclones, flood, droughts, and landslides are some events that affect our lives. They are known as natural disasters because they are caused by natural forces. They occur suddenly and cause large-scale damage, widespread loss of the life and property. We have little or no control over these occurrences. Hence, timely information and preparation is our only option. So, natural disasters or calamities, they don't give us any warnings. They start suddenly. Like earthquake, it doesn't give us any warning. Volcanoes doesn't give us any warning. Cyclones don't give us any warning. But we need to take some major precautions in order to get rid from this natural calamities. To mitigate the effects of natural disasters, the Government of India established the National Institute of Disaster Management. So the government has taken this measure, which is known as the National Institute of Disaster Management. Whenever any disasters occurs, this disaster institute, this disaster management, they come forward and help the people which are affected by the natural calamities. It is a primary institute for training and capacity development programs for managing natural disasters in India. So they are given proper training. Earthquake, the first disaster, natural disaster is earthquake. Earthquake is a natural disaster in which the earth's surface shakes and trembles. It is very unpredictable and can cause massive destruction. So earthquake, where does it happen? It happens when it happens in deep inside the earth's crust, and the effects are seen on the earth's surface where we live. And it is very unpredictable. We cannot predict, or we cannot assume that there will be an earthquake, and after the earthquake we can see what are the damages are done. It occurs when two interlocking tectonic plates collide. So how does it occur? It occurs deep inside the earth crust when two interlocking tectonic plates. So inside the earth's crust there are two plates, tectonic plates. So when these plates are colliding each other, means clashing with each other, this occurs or this gives rise to the earthquake. Separate or subside in the earth's crust. Their tectonic activity releases a lot of energy which travels in the form of waves under the earth. So when the tectonic plates are colliding with each other, means clashing with each other or get separated with each other after clashing, then there forms the waves, and it gives rise to waves to lots of the tectonic plates by the force, and through this the earthquake take place. When these waves reach the earth's surface, they cause an earthquake. Within few seconds, an earthquake can cause massive damage to life, property, infrastructure, transport, communication, and practically everything on the ground. So, if the earthquake lasts even for few seconds, if it lasts for 30 seconds also, there will be major destruction on the land. Buildings will fall, property, then life, people will die, there will be cracks on the road. As you can see in this picture. Then communication system will be lost, transport also will be lost. That everything will get lost, will be damaged due to the earthquake. It also triggers tsunamis and landslide. The earthquake also triggers to tsunami and to the landslides. The maximum force of the earthquake is felt at its epicenter. Epicenter means from where the earthquake has it started, which is the area of the earth's surface directly above the point of origin of the earthquake. The greater the earth released by an earthquake, the greater is its intensity. The more the force, the more it will give rise to the it will be more affected. Seismograph measures the intensity of an earthquake. How much intensity means how much the force is and to how long it will stay. So this is measured by an instrument which is known as the seismograph. On a Richter scale, it is measured on a Richter scale. Earthquakes are graded from 1 to 10 Richter, with Richter 1 as the least and Richter 10 as the most intense quake. Two most destructive earthquakes hitting India recently were the Bhuj earthquake in Gujarat 2001 and the Indian Ocean earthquake 2004. So on the land it was on 2001 and on the ocean it was on 2004. This measured 7.7 and 9.3 Richards respectively. In India, the Himalayan states are the most earthquake-prone region. So, which region is earthquake-prone? It is on the Himalayan states. Next, preparedness. What are the precautions we can take? Earthquake monitoring centers regularly monitor and issues alert. So monitoring centers, they always update, they always see the updates, and then they issues, if they see any issues arising, they alert the place. Awareness campaign, prepare people for the emergency. Earthquakes resistant houses are designed in the vulnerable areas. These houses are light materials and avoid high stories. In case of an earthquake, we should run towards an open ground or take shelter under anything that is very strong. Now next comes volcanoes. Volcanoes are mountains which erupt by giving out smoke, ash and molten rock called lava. So volcanoes, how does it erupt? When it erupts, what are the things comes out from the volcano? First, smoke, ash and some molten rock which is called as lava. These are the molten rocks which comes out from the volcano, and this is known as lava. And these are the smokes coming out from the eruption, volcanic eruption. The mouth of a volcano is called a crater. So the mouth, this portion is known as the crater. The volcanoes which erupt very often are called active volcanoes. So there are volcanoes which occur very often, like if it occurs today, for example, if it has occurred today, then after few months it will again occur in the same place. That is known as active volcano. Those which erupt very rarely are called dormant volcanoes. Like if the volcano has occurred today, then after few years, after 100 years, it will occur. So that occurrence is known as dormant volcanoes. Volcanoes which have not erupted for many years are called extinct volcanoes. So volcanoes which has erupted today and not erupted like after few hundred years also it has not erupted. So those occurrence is known as extinct volcanoes. The hot and molten lava from a volcanic eruption can flow downwards and drown forests and human settlements on its way. Mount Vesuvius in Italy had erupted in 79 CE. 79 CE means like we can say some 1000 or 2000 years back. So this volcano took place on Mount Vesuvius, which is in Italy. And what damage it has done, let us see. And the lava had buried the city of Pompeii. In Italy, there is a place named Pompeii. So city was completely buried when this volcano was occurred. In India, the volcano Barren Island is located in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The Pacific Ocean has a ring of volcanic islands, which are actually the mouths of volcanoes underwater. This is called the Pacific Ring of Fire. So we can see the volcanoes not only occurs on mountain, but it also occurs under the oceans, underwater. Now preparedness. Places close to active volcanoes have to be prepared at all times for a possible eruptions. So active volcano, we know that if it has occurred today, then after few days also it will occur. So the people who stays near this active volcano region, they have to take a special precautions. They have to be alert. People should move to a safe place till the volcano has stopped erupting. Adequate food and water should be stored for such times. Next we have tsunami. So tsunami occurs under water. It takes place in oceans. Tsunami is a series of kinetic ocean waves. It forms when energy released from an underwater earthquake or volcanic eruption triggers large ocean waves to form. Just like earthquake it has tectonic plates. When these tectonic plates collide with each other, it gives rise to earthquake on the land as well as on water. So in water it is known as tsunami, and it also triggers to volcanic eruptions also. Volcanoes also can take place. These waves travel at a great speed and measure almost 15 meters in height. So 15 meters height it can take place. These waves displaced huge volume of water from the ocean and collapse at the coast. So when tsunami occurs, we can see huge waves from the ocean and taking place on the coastal area. They flood and destroy the coastal regions, port towns and harbors, and cause large-scale economic loss. Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Sri Lanka and India are tsunami-prone zones. The Indian Ocean earthquake of 26 December 2004 triggered one of the worst tsunami disasters. The countries that faced the maximum impact were Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India and Thailand. So when the earthquake which took place on the Indian Ocean on 26th of December 2004, which are the countries it has destroyed? Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India and Thailand. Because Sri Lanka also, the Indian Ocean also lies in Sri Lanka, then India also, Thailand also, and also Indonesia. In India, the tsunami hit the Tamil Nadu coast. So in India, Tamil Nadu was affected. Now, what preparation we should take? A tsunami warning system was set up under the initiative of the United Nations. This system will alert all nations around the Indian Ocean in case of impending tsunamis. So before the tsunami there will be an alert, and this warning station, it will alert all the nations, which is around the Indian Ocean. Once the warning is issued, people should immediately evacuate from coastal regions and move to higher grounds. So after the alert about the tsunami, so the people who stays near the coastal areas, they will be told to empty the places and they will be sent to a safer place. Now cyclone. Cyclone is a violent circular storm. As you can see, this circular, it moves in a circular way. It is confined to 30° north to 30° south latitudes. This tropical belt is prone to extremely high speed wind. So when the cyclone is formed, it brings wind along with the cyclone. In India, tropical cyclones originate in and affect the coast of Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. So we can see the cyclone occurs on the Bay of Bengal east and on the Arabian Sea in the west. In the eastern coast, this mainly occurs in October and November. Winds averaging 180 km per hour strike this region. It causes flooding and destruction of settlements, farms and crops. The cyclone of Andhra Pradesh in 1977 and cyclone Nargis of 2008 were the worst cyclones that affected India. So if you want to know more about what happened in Andhra Pradesh, how much destruction was there, so you can just find out in Google and see and know more about it. Now, preparedness. What are the precautions we should take? Indian Meteorological Department regularly issues cyclone warning. National Cyclone Risk Mitigation Project maintains multi-purpose cyclone shelters and coastal embankments. It also trains local people in cyclone management and organize afforestation drives. So this management, what they do, they train the local people in order to prepare themselves for the cyclone, and they also organize to plant more and more trees through which this can be stopped. Now, flood. Flood occurs when river waters overflow their banks. In India, it often occurs during monsoon. So in monsoon season, because of continuous rainfall, we can see flood. The high rate of snow melting in the rivers, upper course, and high rate of soil erosions also leads to flooding. Due to deforestation also we can see floods occurring. Flood cause a dangerous rise in the water level which submerges the surroundings area. Floods make millions homeless, destroy crops and damage infrastructure. Flood causes huge financial losses since it occurs periodically. In its aftermath. Now, what is aftermath? The period immediately following a usual destructive event. After the flood, what is the situation? Then we also have waterborne diseases after the flood, because we don't know from where the water is being flowing and coming to us. So we also get some waterborne diseases like chlorea, gastronitis and hepatitis spread. China, Thailand, India, Pakistan and Bangladesh face regular floods. The Kosi flood in India in 2008 and Indus flood in Pakistan in 2010 were amongst the most devastating floods. Unlike other disasters, flood is slow and predictable. Human activities significantly contribute to its occurrence. So unlike other disasters like earthquake, volcano, tsunami, cyclone, flood is a very slow process. So because people can observe and take some precautions. Deforestation, colonizations of riverbeds, poor quality dams and improper drainage give rise to the floods. However, it also has a positive effect. The flood water deposit fertile slit over the areas that flood. If the flood has some disadvantage, it also has some advantages. So the flooded area, it becomes more fertilized for the vegetation. Now, preparedness. Since floods can be predicted, having an evacuations plan in place before a flood occurs can help minimize damage. When a flood warning has been issued for your area, head for higher ground and stay there. So what are the precautions you can see? If you see that the area is being flooded, You can go to a higher place and be there unless and until the water level comes down or stables. Store adequate food, water and medical aid. Next we have drought. When an area faces acute water shortage and rainfall over a long period of time, it is said to be facing a drought. When there is no rainfall or very little rainfall, or water storage means there is no system of sources of water, that area faces drought means dry. It becomes, the area or the land becomes very dry. Long intense summers and overutilizations of water lead to drought. Droughts in turn cause crop failure, starvation, hunger. Starvation means hunger. Loss of life, loss of cattle and epidemics. The Sahel region in Africa suffered the worst possible drought in the 1980s, and Bundelkhand in India recently faced a drought. Maharashtra, Gujarat, Odisha and Rajasthan are some of the drought-prone states in our country. Now preparedness. Rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting means storing the rainwater. Then replenishment of water resources means we can store the water in different like we can store in we can say tanks also. Transfer of river water from surplus area and construction of reservoir and dams can help reduce the impact of drought. So these are the precautions which we can take and the measures also which we can take in order to get rid of the drought. Next we have landslide. Landslide is a sudden sliding of soil down a mountain. It is caused due to erosion, earthquake, sloping terrain, improper land use, deforestation, heavy rainfall and mining. It affects a relatively localized area. Roadblock, destructions of rail lines and rock falls are some of its result. Areas of steep slopes with a heavy rainfall like the Himalayas, Western Ghats, the northern eastern regions and Andaman and Nicobar Islands are prone to it. So landslide occurs mainly in the mountainous area. Now preparedness. Large scale construction should be restricted in hills. Bunds should be constructed and terrace farming and afforestation should be practiced. So these are the things which we have to prepare. Afforestation, terrace farming, bunds, all this should be constructed. Now, see, we cannot stop natural disasters, but at least we can take some, we can prepare ourselves in order to help ourselves to get rid of these natural disasters. And there we also saw that many disasters management comes to help people who faces a problem from these natural disasters. Like I can just give you an example of Uttarakhand. We saw that due to cloud burst, the place was completely half of the land was underwater, and over there people were stuck in mountain, and those who were on the houses, their houses was completely drawn, and there was also landslides due to which people had lost their lives. And after that, who came for helping those people. The armies, they came, then the disaster management, they came for helping those people, affected people. So we can say that we cannot get out of these natural calamities, but actually we should be thankful that there are people who come and help us during this period, during this time. So it is very important that we have to be prepared ourselves for these natural calamities when we are being alerted. Next, we are moving on to the exercise. We have filling the blanks. A disaster causes large scale loss of life and property. An earthquake triggers tsunamis and landslides. Due to earthquake, it also triggers tsunami and also landslides. Seismograph is an instrument used for measuring the intensity of an earthquake. Earthquakes are graded on 1 to 10 to Richter scale. Rainwater harvesting can prevent drought. Next, we have choose the correct answer. Natural disasters are caused by dash forces. Natural. The dash measures the intensity of an earthquake. Seismograph. If a tsunami warning has been issued, people should move to dash ground higher. Long periods of little or no rainfall causes dash drought. Dash is a violent circular storm, cyclone. Write T for true sentences and F for false sentences. An epicenter records the highest intensity of an earthquake. True. Epicenter means the occurrence of earthquake from where it has started. A place recording 9 on a Richter scale suffers the least. False. The tsunami, which had its origin in the Indian Ocean, impacted the Kerala coast of India. False. Indian coasts are cyclone prone because they fall in the equatorial zone. True. Landslides affect a wide region. False. So this was about the chapter. I hope so you have understood the chapter. Next time we will meet with a new chapter. So till then, take care and thank you.